to my live. This is going to be a reading for the month of June 2025. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with you guys. Of course, if you want to see future readings from me and you're not already subscribed, make sure that you do so. I'll try to leave my information in the comment section if you want a personal reading or if you want to follow me like on my other social medias and whatnot. And let's see what's going on. I'm going to pull about 3 oracle cards from my just oracle deck, and then we'll go into like an 8 card spread to see what June has in store. All right, let's see. So, nice. Okay, so we have Darkest Fears, Don't Settle for Less, and The Mentor as the first 3 cards. So, right off the bat, this is a month where you're going to be addressing whatever your fears may be based in and shattering the illusion of what these fears may represent. So, if this is a fear of being hurt in love, you could really have a fear of losing self again, or have a fear of being out of tune with self in a way where a past relationship may have made you feel that way. Or if you could have fears when it comes to failure in terms of you making your goals or your plans a reality, it could be more so fear of disappointing self or not following through or not being able to show us that version of self that can be successful or be in that position. And this month is going to give you a chance to kind of rewrite these narratives that make you maybe afraid to go towards these things that you want, but also may fear. Because fear, on the other end of us fearing things, is the other end of what we want from things. They always coincide to some degree, you know, which is interesting. Anywho, but also with Don't Settle for Less showing up, it feels like you're being encouraged by your spiritual team to just kind of not play it small anymore. Anything that feels limiting in terms of your existence, what you're here to do, what you know you deserve, I think that it's going to start to feel very, very uncomfortable. Some of you already may have felt this way coming into this month. Like, excuse me if I can talk. Last month, you could have felt this way, where there were certain things that you just did not feel comfortable with anymore because it just felt like settling. So this is interesting. Also with the mentor card, some of you could be stepping into a mentor position where it's like, okay, I've gained X amount of knowledge within this skill, or, spiritually, or, within this thing that maybe I want to teach others. Some of you guys also may find yourself falling or not falling, finding a mentor that could be pretty helpful in terms of like learning some type of skill or in terms of like spiritual journey stuff. But let's go deeper. What else is going on with my Libras for the month of June 2025? Okay, so we have the Two of Cups as the general energy. So the Two of Cups, there could be some sort of connection that you're building with somebody that's really getting deep. You guys could be sharing the same feelings. You guys could be really, letting each other know how you guys both feel about each other and how deep. This could even be somebody you're not necessarily around 24/7, but you have such a strong emotional connection to them that you could, feel that energetic connection while not speaking to them, or shoot, sometimes even feel how they're feeling. For a lot of you too, if this is not like a relationship with another person, this talks about like wanting to build a better relationship with yourself, where you're paying attention to like your emotional well-being a lot more and taking in consideration of like what your needs are, especially if you've been just this person that's constantly pouring out in a way where you don't feel like you're getting anything back energetically. Okay, I also see you guys assessing what type of company do you keep. Am I keeping the right friends around me? Am I keeping people around me who are supportive? Now, going into what I see for your career and finance, I have the Star card here. So some of you guys could be in a space to where you could be losing a sense of excitement for like a job, where it just feels like you're not being either recognized for your hard work or you're not being given the right pay. This could also talk about like work drama, where it's like, I am pretty tired of this. Why does it seem like this person just can't leave me alone, while I'm trying to do my job or while I'm trying to work. This could be like a micromanaging boss or something like that. You also could recognize where, again, like potential wise, there's certain things that you really, really want to accomplish or do. It's important that you have full belief in you being able to do it though. And I think this month is going to push you to pay attention to, like, okay, am I being as confident in, my ability to succeed in this thing? Now, going into love specifically, I have the Ten of Swords. So some of you will be ending a long-term relationship where you're at a place where you're just over it. Like, you could be over betrayal, disappointment, not being told the truth, feeling like this person is doing things in alignment with what they want to do and not considering how you will feel in the process. For others of you, you could have been single like coming into this month already, and you could just be at a place to where like love may not be even on the radar for you right now. You may be deciding, you know what, that's just a bit too much for me at the moment. I'm mentally overwhelmed with other areas in my life. Or some of you are willing to date, but this is after you've gone through like this complete rebirth process of understanding that your past doesn't necessarily define your future when it comes to love and connecting with someone who's more your speed. Now, going into what I see for just the general advice for this month, Libras, I have the Page of Cups. So the general advice is to be receptive to new opportunities. And also, if you are dealing with somebody romantically and you feel like this person is just not emotionally at your caliber or maturity level, that is something to pay attention to. Okay, this may be a repeated issue in the future where it's like, I'm dating somebody who's really immature or somebody who's not at an emotional capacity to maybe handle a relationship. And that is important to pay attention to. For others of you, I would be mindful of communication just through text message. The message or what you're trying to get through to somebody may not necessarily go through if you are trying to communicate like via text. So just to not have misunderstanding, I would communicate just straight up either through call, in person, okay? Or keep it very minimal in terms of expressing yourself through text message. It may get misconstrued. I will say that. Now, when it comes to possible challenge you may run into, Libras, I have the Six of Wands. So this could be someone like constantly wanting your attention, but it may not be someone who you want to give attention, like an old ex or a family member who's attention seeking or a coworker or a boss that just does a lot. For others of you, you also could have certain people who are like hating on you to some degree, like wanting you to fail or wanting you to not be successful. You being successful could kind of make other people feel away. So you need to be careful who you tell your plans to or the type of people you have around you who could be trying to, prey on your downfall. Now, what to be aware of going into this month, or just know, I have the Wheel of Fortune. So there's changes that are happening that don't necessarily have anything to do with you per se in terms of what you've done wrong or anything like that, done right or wrong. It just talks about change happening that have a lot to do with just life itself. Um, and your spiritual team, but I would say just bigger life forces that are happening. So there could be a relationship, for example, where you and this person, you feel connected, but maybe life is demanding change in you where you have to move to a different city or they have to move or work is overwhelming. It's like there's just stuff that's happening. So this month, it's important that you don't beat yourself down for just the natural rhythm of things just changing. Now, what to avoid this month? I have the King of Pentacles. So this could be specifically an earth sign. It does not have to be an earth sign specifically, but this could be trusting somebody who, can be trusted, for one. Letting someone get certain privileges that has to be earned through trust too early. And also how you're spending money. Money management is what's going to really be important this month. Money management, time management, and also just your overall health, making sure you're being keen to that. And the last card we have representing the outcome, I have the Queen of Swords. So the outcome for this month, you will be your main priority. I think that you guys could come to a point to where you're just very cutthroat in terms of how you're spending your time, who you're communicating with, what's your focal point, all of that. Hmm. Some of you guys could be wrapping up like some legal cases or like some legal stuff that you may have to take care of. There also may be some sort of important information that gets to you by the end of this month, like information that you may have been waiting for, like an approval, a call back, something like that. But this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful and to give you insight. And I will talk to my Libras in the next one. Bye, y'all.